Good morning, Nurse Hattie here. Today we're talking about bone metabolism, and you're wondering what this chart is all about. Remember, this is my food chart that tells you if you're eating food that is acidic versus food that's alkalizing. And you can order my pH script that will measure your pH. We'll talk about this in a second a little bit more. But first I want to tell you about bone metabolism. Did you know that if you're diagnosed with osteoporosis or osteopenia, which is the beginning of osteoporosis, that means that the bone is getting weak and more holy, but not holy as like law, but holy as in being less stable. That it could be that maybe your amount of minerals that you are taking in are not enough. Maybe you are taking enough minerals, but maybe your body is not metabolizing them as well. And the reason is because of the pH. So the more acidic you are, the less ability for your minerals to be absorbed into your bone. In fact, something else happens. The calcium phosphate from your bones leaves the skeletal system and goes into the bloodstream to buffer the pH. So that's crazy. Now, let's say, for instance, your pH is fine and you're taking enough minerals, but for some reason, you're not able to absorb them. What can that be? It could be that you don't have enough vitamin D3. And so taking vitamin D3 just like as a drops, which is kind of awesome, might be difficult to absorb because it's a fat soluble vitamin. Unless it's taken with something fatty, you're not going to absorb it as well. So what I'm saying is that you might need 3 drops of vitamin D vitamins liquid and 3 drops of oil of orange to emulsify it and make it more absorbable so that your bones can use it. And then therefore the calcium can enter into the skeletal system. All right, so why is osteopenia so bad? Let me just tell you, because remember, the bones are responsible for forming red blood cells and white blood cells. So let's say, for instance, your immune system is down. It could be that maybe you're not having enough soldiers that fight to keep your infection away. All right, so let's say you're a person that has osteophytes. Do you know what that is? Usually bone spurs in the heels and the big toes. And basically what happens there is that it's like a long, what's a simple way of saying it? Okay, because the pH is off, that means your acidity is high in your bloodstream, your calcium phosphate has to come out of your bones to buffer that pH, right? We already talked about that. Now what happens after the blood is buffered, now your body, your kidneys have to filter out those byproducts that are left over from the calcium phosphate buffering the acid. Those guys travel and create bone spurs, osteophytes, little calcium deposits in your eyes, so maybe your eyesight goes bad. There's a lot of things, but also your teeth. So your gums are receding, your bones in your mouth are kind of receding, and your dentist says, oh, your teeth are loose. Why is that happening? Osteoporosis. And one more thing, if you have high acid in your body, that means you're going to have more plaque on your teeth. Yikes! Who needs more cavities? We don't need that. So guess what? The pH in your bloodstream controls a lot of stuff. So figure out a way that you can change your diet. So go on my site and get that chart. And there's an extensive chart as well. I'll see you tomorrow. And tomorrow we'll be working on some jabs and kickboxing to get you ready for summer.